Hello, my name is Jason. I'm the other half of Genesis Exotics. Me and my brother Josh started this business venture about 2 years ago, and I knew how to macro manage a business. I knew how to budget. I had the finances, and I knew how to build a brand. But the only thing that was missing, I knew nothing. And I mean absolutely nothing about dart frogs. The only time I had ever seen one was in the zoo. So there is nobody better than to shoot this video than me. This video is called Dart Frogs for Dummies because it is a basic about what I've learned over doing this for the last 2 years. The only time, like I say, the only time I had ever seen one is in the zoo. And my 12-year-old said, "Daddy, I want one of those. I want one. That's cool." And I looked at him and I was like, "Son, there's no way. Because it is so hard." And the fact is, that is completely false. They are easier to take care of than a goldfish. They are cleaner and less work than a hamster. So this is what this video is about. So the main question that we get is, why would I want a poisonous pet for my child? The fact is, they're not poisonous at all. It's their diet in the wild that makes them poisonous. Every dart frog that we sell is captive bred by us. That means we have babies that we raise as adults, we bred them, and then we sell their offspring. They are of great health and they are well taken care of. And so the next question is, well, if they're not poisonous, then can we hold them? The answer to that question, unfortunately, is not. Because the stuff that you have on your hands is more harmful to the frog than anything that the frog would have on you or could give you. And so which is why they're sort of like a observation pet, sort of like I compare it to a saltwater aquarium. They're really cool to look at, but exactly, they're just to look at. The next question we get is, what the heck do these things eat and how often do I have to feed them? So that's simply easy. The main thing that they eat is called fruit flies. It's a fruit fly culture. Basically, you get one of these cultures, okay? We sell these guys. One of these lasts for about 30 to 35 days. You don't want to keep it much longer than about 30 to 35 days. And we put a couple flies in here, and those couple flies will make thousands and thousands and thousands of flies. It's super easy. It costs about 15 bucks a month, and we'll ship them right to your door. If you're a little bit ambitious, you can make your own for about 2 bucks a culture, but that's, again, if you're just getting started, it's 10 to 15 bucks a month. It's not that hard. So how often do you feed them? Just dump a couple dozen of these guys in your tank. I would say 2 to 3 times a week. That's it. You can dust them, but that's another video for a later time. If you're really lazy and don't have a lot of time, your other option is a bean beetle culture. These guys, all you got to do is pop the lid and put it in the tank. That's all you got to do. It can't get any easier than that. So the next question that we have about the fruit fly cultures is, my wife goes, "I'm not bringing bugs into my house." Not a problem, because you can store these guys in a cabinet or in a dark shelf. They're out of the way. As long as you keep up with the maintenance, don't keep it more than 35 days. They don't really smell that bad. They're just kind of there. And the cool thing about the flies is they are genetically altered to be flightless and or wingless. The ones that we recommend are wingless D. melanogaster fruit flies, or something like that. Okay, they're these little bugs, and they're super easy to take care of. They don't fly, they don't get out. All you gotta do is dump them into your tank. As long as you replace the culture every 30 to 35 days, you have no issues whatsoever. Okay, the next question that we get is, these things gotta be hard to take care of. I've never seen them before. I've only ever seen them in zoos. And the answer again is no. No. You see this? To take care of them, this is pretty much all that you need. You need a hand mister, okay? You can get these at your local grocery store for 50 cents, maybe $1. All you gotta do is fill this up with water. Everybody has water. We prefer filtered water. My refrigerator has a little spigot on it which runs through a carbon to clean it out. Done. You have a pure filter. You're good. On your sink, you're good. The only thing we don't recommend using is tap water. You can, but we don't recommend it. So even if you just take some bottled water and dump it in there, that's all that you need is a little bit of water. Then once you fill this up with water, all you have to do is mist the tank once or twice a day. That's it. So you say, well, I'm going on vacation, I don't have time, I can't do it. Give it a heavy misting before you go, and you'll be fine. You'll be fine. The next thing that you need, paper towels. Everybody has paper towels. And the only reason why you need paper towels is sometimes they get some stuff on the glass. Wipe off the glass once a week, maybe once every week and a half, if that. The other thing that you need is, again, you don't even need this, but if you're brand new, we recommend is a tank thermometer. You get these at any Petco or PetSmart. You can get them anywhere from $10 to $40. You only need the $10 one. You put the tank, this on the outside, this little nozzle here goes on in the inside. The only reason why you need this, the only thing that is important with dart frogs is temperature. They need to be at room temperature. So if you have central air, you're good to go. That's all you need is central air. You keep the temperature anywhere from in the mid 70s to 80. You don't want to get anything over 82 degrees inside the tank. So which is why if you have a tank, don't put it in front of a window. Okay, so the next question we get, what kind of tanks do we have? It has to be super expensive. There's so many tanks. No. This is a standard 10-gallon tank you can get at PetSmart, Petco, whatever. Right now, a lot of times Petco has their specials. You can get a tank like this for $10, $1 per gallon. Or you can get the 20-gallon for $20. It's not hard. And the cool thing is, now the 10-gallon, you would think that would be a smaller, so it would be a little bit easier to take care of. Actually, I'll get into the reasons why, but the 20-gallon is actually easier to take care of than the 10-gallon, but all in all, it's still super, super, super easy. It just has to do with the expanded surface area in the tank. So once you have the tank, the only other thing you have to get is a lid. All you got to do, take a ruler, measure this diameter and measure this width. Take those measurements to Lowe's. Lowe's they're great people. They will cut a piece of glass for you. This is a little dirty, but all you got to do, get the measurements. They will cut the glass for you. It's $7. And then to put a handle, all you need is a paste of like duct tape, Gorilla Tape. It doesn't look pretty, but it works. Again, it's cheap and it's cost effective. The reason why you use glass is that it maintains the humidity levels within the tank. And just put that on there. They don't need air holes. They don't need to breathe because dart frogs, they live on the forest floor. There's no air down there. So, or air or circulation, they like it hot, they like it humid. And so as far as the tank goes, that you need. Now you can upgrade to zoom in and big ones, but when you're just getting started, keep it simple. It's really not that hard, and it's not that expensive. Okay, you see I have a tank in front of me now. The next question we get is, there's a lot going on in here. That has to be really, really, really hard to do. Again, the answer is no. My first tank took me 25 minutes to set up. Now, it may not have been the prettiest thing in the world, but it worked. And the frogs were happy. And you know what? Then as you get used to it, then as the plant's growing, you can move a couple things around. It works out well. Now remember how I said about the difference between the 10 and the 20. This is a 20-gallon tank, okay? The 10s are about half this size. So the reason why a 10 is a little bit harder to maintained in a 20 is because of its smaller size. There's higher fluctuations in humidity and temperature and whatever else. Plus, you see all this white stuff down at the bottom? That's called a drainage layer. We'll get into that at a later date. As water drains from the soil, it collects down here at this drainage layer. A 10-gallon, sometimes you have to drain that out because the water can't get up and into the soil, because then it can, like, mold and harmful bacteria and all that kind of stuff can grow. So with a 10-gallon, you really have to watch that, because that can actually collect in there. It's not hard to get out, it's just, again, I don't have a whole lot of time, so it's a little time consuming. Whereas a 20, if you're misting once or twice a day, you're never going to, I never say never, but you're rarely ever going to have to change that, okay? So, believe it or not, and it's not as expensive as what you think, we can get you into a 10-gallon tank minus the lid and the tank for under $100, and that includes one frog. We can get you into a 20-gallon tank just like this for probably around $250, and that's with 2 or 3 frogs. It depends what you want. So it's really not that hard. The only other variable then is shipping, depending on where you live. Okay. The next thing is cleaning and maintenance on this has to be a nightmare. Look at all this stuff in here. Again, everything that you see here, this is a self-contained ecosystem. Everything in this tank serves a purpose. Okay, remember how I said about the drainage layer? The drainage layer, it maintains the humidity levels in the tank and also gives the water places to go. The soil it's not just soil that you get from your backyard. It's not just potting soil that you get from Lowe's or Home Depot. It actually there's a whole bunch of different composites in there that allows for microorganisms and all that type of stuff to grow and to thrive. As there's other parts in here, we have little bugs. Like, don't worry, the bugs can't get out. Okay? So if you're cleaning up your dog poop in your backyard, you see the little roly-polies all over it? We have some of them in here. They break down all the solid waste. We have these little white bugs called springtails. Again, they can't get out. They break down all the decaying matter. But as they do that, they put nutrients into the soil, which allows for the plants to grow. The plants give off oxygen, which is where all the oxygen comes from. There is absolutely no maintenance, no cleaning with this thing whatsoever. I like to see you say that about your kid's hamster. Them things are gross. Okay? I like to see you say that about your fish tank. Changing the water, cleaning the filters. This was my biggest aha moment when it came to this, because I'm a busy guy. I work full time. I'm macro managing a business and doing all the marketing for it. I had 3 kids. One's in college, one's in high school, and one's in elementary school. And they all have activities. I'm active in my church. And there's only 24 hours in a day, 7 days a week, and unfortunately I have to sleep. I don't have time to be breaking down an entire tank and doing this and doing that. I don't have the time to do it. With this, you don't have to worry about it. Like I said, once a week, use a paper towel, clean off the glass, mist it once a day. The tank does everything else for you. Okay, for any other questions as far as step-by-step on how to build a tank or build a vivarium, just visit our website, genesisexotics.com. We have videos there. We also have videos all over YouTube. So the next question that we get is, do I need a heat lamp? What kind of lighting do I need? I'm sure it's super expensive. I'm sure it's... First off, no heat lamps. None at all. Remember, they're temperature sensitive. You don't want a heat lamp. The next thing is lighting. Dart frogs need day-night cycles. So all you need is a light. This light is great for a 10-gallon tank. It's $7 at Lowe's. Super easy to use. It doesn't look the best, but again, you're just getting started. You gotta crawl before you walk. Okay? Then the bulb that you use, again, Phillips bulbs. You find them at Lowe's. The only important thing is, oh, look here on the back. Lighting, Appearance. It says 6500K. A light bulb has to be 6500K or higher. Okay, so what's the point on that? Plants need 6500K, which is the sunlight type bulb for photosynthesis. It's for the plants. It's not for the frogs. So basically, you get up in the morning, turn the light off. Get home from work, or before you go to bed, turn the light off. Let me rephrase that. Get up in the morning, turn the light on. Come home from work, before you go to bed, turn the light off. That's all you have to do. Now, if you want to get fancy, you can go into a higher grade LED bulb. Do not use one of these for a 10-gallon tank. One is too big, but they can get a little bit hot. Remember how I said about the temperature fluctuations? They could heat up your tank too much. Okay? So, but for a 20, they're fantastic. They're a little bit more expensive, but they actually look really, really nice. And again, you can find them on, soon you'll be able to find them on our website, but they're really easy to find on eBay or at any shop whatsoever. Okay, so we covered everything about everything else, but then the last question, what kind of frog do I get? Simple. Okay. The general rule of thumb, the bigger it is, the cheaper it is, the easier it is to take care of, and the more that they're out. Win. That's the whole point. You want to be able to see them. Okay? So, I have 4 of the common ones here. Okay? This is called a citronella. As you see him, he is bright yellow with a blue underbelly. Look how big that guy is. They are out all the time. And they are super easy to take care of. This guy here, this is the most common. It is a big blue frog. It's called an Azurius. Alright? They are highly variable with their color patterns. Again, they are big, they are bold, they are out all the time. And most of these are my favorite. They are one of the coolest looking frogs that you can find. Okay? This one's a close second. This is our Costa Rican green and black. Okay? You see him? Look at the underbelly of that guy.
Awesome.
Tell me that's not a cool as any saltwater fish that you can find. Again, they're out all the time and they're big. And then this guy here, this is called a Patricia. Again, you see, they have the black with the white with the blue underbelly. Sometimes someone will have a yellow tip. I'm not going to get into the specific names like the Dendrobates or it doesn't matter for what we're doing with this, okay? Again, these are just 4 of them. Other ones that are great would be, say, a Leucomella, okay? That's the bumblebee dart frog. Again, most of these guys, 30 to 40 bucks a piece. That's it. If you're paying more than that, you're getting hosed. Unless it's a full-grown adult. It's not that expensive. And like I said, guys, there's no cleaning. There's no maintenance. All you gotta do is feed them twice a week. If that. Because they'll eat all the other stuff that's in the tank. The food's easy to take care of. It comes in the mail once a month. Or you can make it yourself. So, like I said, how much cooler is this? Because when I first got mine, it was the biggest hit on the block. All the kids are coming over, I want to see the frogs. They would bring their parents over. Check this out. If you can make a nice 20-gallon tank for under 300 bucks, everything, and it could be the cool centerpiece, just like any saltwater tank, for a fraction of the cost. And it's just as cool, and there's none of the maintenance. Again, my name's Jason. I'm with Genesis Exotics. You can visit us on the web at genesisexotics.com. We're all over YouTube. We're all over eBay. If you have any questions, we're easy to get contact via phone or via email. We prefer email because it's easier. So, again, I hope we cleared up some of the questions, and we do have more detailed videos coming in the very near future. Thank you and God bless.